So we're entering the winter season here in the Western world, and that means there is an influx of viruses and bacterial infections typically, but we can get them throughout all the year. And there are emotional reasons for the origins of these diseases there that ruin your life and cause obstacles in your joy of living. So we're going to take a look at some of these very briefly. So this isn't looking at diet or exercise or lifestyle in particular. We're just looking at the emotional reasons, the programming reasons as to why we might be attracting these. So when you have a cold and you frequently get a cold, this is when you frequently get a cold, not the odd once a year cold, which is very much about clearing toxins from the body, especially under Chinese medicine. We are looking at frequent colds and viruses. Then we're looking at unexpressed emotions there. You know, when you have a cold, your nose runs, the mucous membranes get blocked up, you feel horrible there, and you can feel miserable. You know how people say you feel miserable with a cold? Well, that's because it's misery running under the surface in the subconscious mind that hasn't yet been expressed. And that means that you have some unexpressed emotion there to release. And you know what happens when you have a good cry? The mucous membranes get filled up. You know, you can feel very full there. The nose runs when you have a good cry. Frequent colds are about unexpressed emotions. So we're not talking about the toxin release side of things here. We're talking about the emotions of frequent colds. Viruses in general, if you're constantly attracting viruses, then you have self-worth issues that need looking at and identifying there somewhere within the subconscious mind. If you are attracting regular bacterial infections, then we are looking at guilt and blame and shame that's going on. What are you blaming yourself for? What is it you feel ashamed about? Why are you guilty? So if you're frequently getting those bacterial infections, then you need to look in that direction. Yeast infections and fungal infections, although it can be very damp in the Western Hemisphere, particularly in the winter, if you're getting things like candida regularly or fungal foot or other yeast or fungal infections, then look at buried anger and resentment there as the cause, the emotional root cause of those. So again, what is it you're angry about? Who are you angry about? Who do you resent? There, and always go right back into early childhood as well. It can be other lifetime originated, but very often it comes from early childhood, and it's just unexpressed emotions there, unexpressed feelings that have laid buried within and started festering away and eventually show up on the physical. Then we have things like parasite infections, and parasites are very much about having your boundaries crossed, other people taking advantage of you. So where is that happening in your life? Are you getting frequent insect bites? Are you picking up constant flea bites from your animals, even though you're putting flea stuff on them? Are you getting bitten a lot? Have you got parasites or worms that are living there in your body, living off you? So it is exactly what it's about, what parasites are about. Things are living off you. When we're talking about things like mineral deficiencies, then we're looking at areas within your life where you felt unsupported, because minerals are about supporting your body. And if you feel that you're lacking in selenium, you're lacking in some of the trace elements there, it's normally because you're not feeling supported at a deeper level once again. And then we get on to other major kind of diseases and things, and Lyme disease, which is becoming extremely prevalent, particularly in the West now, is very much about feeling that life is hopeless. You know, again, buried anger there, buried feelings of, well, what's the point? Maybe buried failure there. So Lyme disease from an emotional root perspective is almost giving up on life. And as a result of that, everything starts, shutting down. It can be a lot of buried anger as well, because it affects the joints, and that affecting the joints brings inflammation to the joints. Inflammation is about buried anger. So anywhere where you've got inflammation running within your body, then we know there's going to be buried anger and resentment that needs releasing. Anything like Epstein-Barr is also very much along the same lines. It's feeling a kind of victimization again, feeling victimized about something. What is it you can't let go of? there deep down. Who are you not forgiving? What are you not forgiving there? It's that sense of feeling powerless. But that just gives you a general idea there. So maybe just have a look at that and have a look at areas in your life where some of these things might have originated, and that gives you an idea of what to look at, what needs releasing, healing, accepting, loving, forgiving, so that you can get on and live a really healthy, happy life. Hope that helps. Bye.